One of the questions that I think comes up invariably anytime you start talking about the Lord or the Bible is, how in the world did evil get into this world? How did sin get in this world? How does anything that we see going on today be allowed by the Lord? And this question of evil and its existence is probably at the foundation of really all theology and thoughts about the things of the Lord. And I think the answer, although it's simple, is the answer that we have to look at. The reality is that the whole concept of good is only really understood in the concept that there's also evil. You know, the whole idea that we understand something that's good and beautiful and right and true is primarily understood because we are able to contrast and see that there's also something called bad and evil and the wrong. And so you really need both out there. And so what has happened is the Lord has created this amazing place where both exist. And so the Lord gave this freedom to the world so both of those qualities could be understood. Now, I think one of the ways to think about what would have happened if the Lord hadn't done this is, let's say the Lord was just trying to create the good, and He didn't want to have any evil in the world at all. And in the garden with Adam and Eve, He just took Adam and Eve, and He chained Adam and Eve to the tree of life. And even though there was another tree over there, He never let him go over there or have even the opportunity of doing anything that was wrong. Well, the reality was that if that happened, there would be no sense of the Lord as a loving Heavenly Father, of any sense of grace, of freedom. There would always be that hidden resentment inside the human heart that God was holding me, He was controlling me, He wasn't allowing me. And in that place, there wouldn't be any true sense of what the Lord was looking for. I think the same thing is true for those of us that have children. You know, we don't want our children ever to do evil. We don't want them to ever have anything that gets in their way to destroy their lives. But sometimes we just have to realize that they're going to have to make their own mistakes. They're going to have to learn through even evil and through things that go wrong before they can fully love and embrace the good. You know, if we took our kids, which I've often been tempted to do on occasion, is just take our children, lock them in the basement, maybe that would keep them away from doing certain things, but it wouldn't change their heart. And so evil is part of God's plan. He allowed it for the purpose of His great love and goodness to be seen for what it really was.